Let's go into the details about polar bears, their history, evolution, diet, and how they differ from brown bears. Number 1. Origin and evolution of polar bears. Polar bears evolved from a population of brown bears about 500,000 years ago. This evolution took place in the Arctic region as some brown bears began to adapt to the cold, icy environment of the north. Their physical traits started changing to better suit their new habitat. Number 2. Why polar bears turned white. Polar bears' white fur is a result of natural selection. Over time, the bear with lighter fur had a better chance of surviving in the snowy and icy Arctic because they could blend into their surroundings. This camouflage helped them sneak up on prey like seals without being easily detected. The white appearance of their fur is due to the way light reflects off their translucent fur. Interestingly, polar bears' fur isn't actually white, it's made of clear hollow tubes. Those hollow hairs scatter light, giving the bear their white appearance, which helps them blend in with the ice and snow. Number 3. Where they come from. Polar bears evolved in Arctic. Their ancestor brown bears gradually adapted to the colder climate as some population migrated north. Genetic studies show that polar bears diverged from brown bears roughly 500,000 years ago. This adaptation allowed them to survive in the harsh Arctic environment where food is primarily found in the sea rather than on land. Number 4. Diet then and now. When polar bears first evolved, their diet likely shifted from the more omnivorous diet of their brown bear ancestors to a more carnivorous one due to the lack of vegetation in the Arctic. Early diet. In the beginning, polar bears primarily ate seals which were abundant in the Arctic. They would hunt seal by waiting near breathing holes in the ice where seals surface for air. Their sharp claws and strong bodies helped them break through ice and catch prey. Modern diet. Today, polar bears still rely on seals as their primary source of food, especially ringed and boarded seals. They ate the fat-rich blubber of seals to maintain their energy levels and body heat in the freezing environment. In addition to seals, polar bear may scavenge whale carcasses or hunt other animals such as fish, birds, and occasionally small mammals. During summer, when sea ice melt, they may forage for plant, berries, and even human garbage near settlement. Number 5. Physical differences between polar bears and brown bears. Despite their common ancestry, polar bears and brown bears are quite different in their physical adaptation, which reflect the environments they live in. Fur. Polar bears' fur is dense and water repellent with a thick layer of blubber underneath to insulate them from the cold. The fur appears white, which camouflage them in snowy and icy environment. Brown bear have thicker, coarser fur in shades of brown, and though some have lighter fur, it doesn't provide the same level of camouflage in their forest or mountain habitat. Size. Polar bears are typically larger than brown bears, with males weighing between 900 and 1600 pounds, 410 to 720 kg. Their large size helps them retain heat and give them more strength to hunt seals. Brown bear vary in size depending on the region, but generally weigh between 300 to 1500 pounds, 136 to 680 kg. Coastal brown bears, which have access to rich food sources like salmon, tend to be larger than inland brown bear. Body shape. Polar bears have longer neck and narrower skulls than brown bears, adaptation that help them streamline their bodies for swimming. Their paws are also larger and more paddle-like, aiding in swimming. Brown bears have a more robust, stocky body with shorter neck and larger head, adapted for digging and scavenging. Paws and claws. Polar bears have large white paws with fur on the underside which helps them grip ice and swim. Their claws are sharp, strong, and designed to grip onto slippery prey like seals. Brown bears have strong curved claws which are better suited for digging and catching terrestrial prey or salmon. Their paws are not as large or specialized for swimming. Dietary habits. Polar bears are more carnivorous than brown bears, primarily eating seals and other marine animals. Brown bears are omnivorous, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Their diet includes berries, nuts, fish, especially salmon, small mammals, and occasionally large prey like deer. Habitat. Polar bears, they are almost entirely dependent on sea ice for hunting and traveling, spending much of their lives on the ice-covered water of the Arctic. Brown bears are more versatile in their habitat, living in forests, mountains, and even tundra. They don't rely on sea ice and are much more terrestrial. Number 6. Survival and current threats. Today, polar bears are facing significant challenges due to climate change. The warming climate is causing sea ice to melt earlier in the year and form later, reducing the time they have to hunt for seals. As a result, more polar bears are forced to spend longer periods on land where food is scarce, leading to malnutrition and declining population in some areas. Brown bears, meanwhile, are more adaptable to changing environments because of their omnivorous diet and varied habitat. They are not as threatened by climate change, though habitat loss and human activity still pose dangers to some populations. Polar bears evolved from brown bears to become specialized hunter in the Arctic, adapting with their white fur, larger paws, and carnivorous diet to thrive in the cold, ice-covered environment. While brown bears are versatile, omnivorous, spread across various regions, polar bears are ice-dependent creatures facing serious threat due to the rapid changes in their Arctic habitat.